Hi, Lori. Sydney Cook here, Education Support Associate with Kickstand and Edify. I just wanted to take a moment to show you some of the incredibly effective reports offered by Edify that can be used to pull performance data for any subject. In order to give you a quick glimpse into the power of these reports that Edify has to offer, I've gone ahead and logged into one of our demo master teacher accounts. There are 6 different reports that can be generated based from student assessment data that is attached with standards. Let's start with the Performance by Standard report. Now, what's so cool about this report, Lori, is that it shows you the performance mastery of standards. You can access classes, like a math class perhaps, or you can even get down to an individual student to see how they mastered the standards within their assessments. Since you were curious about a math course, we are going to pull data from Miss Nelson's math. So you look up your course, select it. What that's going to do is it's going to generate a filter below. When we click apply, you will see that with a click of a button and in a matter of seconds, all of this performance data is generated based on the mastery of the standards assessed within the course. What you'll notice along the left here is that these are all of the standards that have been tested so far within this course. Now, when we spoke earlier, you were wondering if Edify provided a tool that would allow teachers to get a quick, general sense of how their students were performing on particular standards. With this Performance by Standard report, you get just that. On top of getting that quick general view that you wanted for your teachers, they also get the convenience of having all of this data automatically sorted into color groups. These groups are easy to understand and easy to read for any teacher, making it even easier for them to see what standards are being hit and which standards might need a little more attention in class the next day. The dotted lines you see here represent the threshold of mastery. You are able to adjust these thresholds at the course level or even at an individual assessment level. How you set these thresholds up is what will dictate what percentage falls in the green, yellow, and red. But the power of the Performance by Standard report doesn't stop there. When I hover over any of these bars, you will notice that they're actually clickable. So let's say I wanted to take a deeper look into this particular standard. When I click the bar, I am automatically greeted with all the details associated with this standard, from the standard code all the way down to the standard description. Below that, you get your overall percent mastery for this standard, and below that, you can see every instance that this particular standard was touched on in that course. All of this data is easily sortable with these toggle arrows, and that's where these color groups are really going to be essential and come into play. This tool is so powerful for creating groups. Maybe I will send these kids off to do an enrichment activity. The kids in yellow, they're doing okay, but they do need a little extra attention with this particular standard. And I know right off the bat that the kids in red here are going to need some one-on-one attention with me. The power of this tool is really endless. Now we're just going to take a quick look at another powerful report tool that Edify has to offer. This one is called the Growth Matrix. The Growth Matrix compares student growth on standards from their first to latest attempt. You can produce results for mastery with a class or again down to an individual student. So we'll work with that same math course we were just using in the other report. I do want to take a moment to point out there is a lot of consistency in the navigation in Edify. This is intentional. We wanted the system to be easy to use on the teacher side and the student side. So just like before, we look up our course. That's going to create that filter down below. When we click apply, what generates below is the growth matrix. What this report did was generate every standard that has been touched on and assessed at least twice within this math course. You'll see there is the light blue and dark blue. The light blue represents the first time that standard was assessed in the course, and the dark blue represents the latest time that standard was assessed within this course. We can even see the exact percentage of growth within this standard. And again, these bars are clickable. We have the convenience of all of the standard information above. And down below, it's going to show us the first time this student attempted this standard, and it's going to show us their latest attempt at that standard. Again, we can sort this data by student or by performance with the toggle arrows. And the hope is that we're going to see growth for each student within this standard. So here we see that Clara, she didn't do so hot the first time around with this standard. But the second time around, she got 100%, showing me that she learned this concept from the first time she was tested to the second time. This can be a powerful tool because if students aren't showing growth in a particular standard, I might be able to go to my colleagues and say, hey, what can I do differently to reach these students? There are so many ways that you can use this report and all of the other reports that Edify has to offer. Instead of just sending you a few screenshots, I decided to take the time to make this video for you because screenshots just don't do these reports justice. We here at Edify understand that gathering data as teachers is extremely time-consuming, messy, and oftentimes stressful. We get it because we're teachers too. When creating these reports, we kept in mind all of the data teachers might ever want or need to gather, but just didn't quite know how or where to start. This was just a quick glimpse of just two of our powerful reports. The capabilities are endless, and we are always striving to advance the system. We want to grow and complement the changes and needs that the education world is experiencing. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm available by phone or email at any time.